of this game. Do you think that he's going to be able to do it? Can he hunt down the Shadow Demon, or is that Shadow Demon just going to be too elusive for him?
He's a really good Earth Spirit, so I do have some confidence in him as we look at the drafts, and it really looks like you're solid, you're stable draft that looks like, you kind of know how this draft wants to work. The Jug with the DK, this nice push that comes together, nice traditional stuff. OG, it's chaos. It's a lot of battling, a lot of team fight, and that's exactly how OG does like to play. So I'm looking forward to just lots of fighting in this game.
Well, it's always been a lot of controlled chaos coming out from OG. That's how they thrive. They were born in it, and they will definitely give us a good show. But you can see already they're hunting around a little bit.
Yeah, and we're seeing immediately off the bat some different kind of item pickups. I think they're already recognizing this bottom lane for Seb is going to be tough. He's getting boots, so he can be a little bit speedier than that Juggernaut. Perhaps maybe he's going to get involved with cutting waves with Saksa. I see Saksa actually went Orb of Venom, so that tells me he actually wants to play a little bit more about like fighting and active rather than pulling waves. A lot of times we see boots on Earth Spirit when they're more reliant on pulling, so I think he's going to be moving a lot to secure the top lane in particular, like the Earth Spirit, the Grim, and the Void. They're going to try to get kills early on, and they just might actually leave Seb to his own devices alone bottom. We'll see how it does develop. As runes being checked.
Time for that dance around the mid lane area here. But looks like they'll get a couple hits off over here on Ana.
They get all of them.
And Alliance, they are hunters of the bounties.
And that's how you get him, SNG. Oh, you got all 4 bounties. You're gonna force him chat wheels right off the bat. I love it.
I mean, they are facing off with the team that is extreme mental warfare for sure. So you know, you gotta get those little jabs in when you can, right?
Yeah, you gotta match that. So I mean, definitely like seeing that, and I'm glad we're actually seeing a couple heroes that I did want to get to see played by some of these better teams. Shadow Demon getting some pretty significant buffs. His illusion actually lasts 11 seconds level 1 from 8 seconds. It just continues getting buffed until Ice Frog sees this hero played a little bit more. We get to see Void carry too. I'm looking forward to some big combos coming out from OG, but yeah, we'll see.
Definitely.
So yeah, look at Sab. With the boots level 1, he actually kind of blocks the wave bottom, so that it can try to push into him. We're going to see Nico Baby do the same, try to block that dire creep so it doesn't land in his tower. And they are going to start tri-lane top. So kind of as we figured that they would do that. Since Void is really weak, they want to get a good start off.
The real question is then, are they going to already... I have a feeling like Alliance, they're already going to think that this is going to happen, right? Especially when they don't start showing up. Seb's obviously, getting bullied here by FNG. I feel like they'll play a bit more cautiously, yeah?
They have to. They don't want to be giving up like any kills. You want to keep this tri-lane as low level as possible. So Hans can just sit behind, get those disruptions off to protect us for. And this can play out pretty decent. Bottom though, Seb is gonna get something. So we're gonna watch creep manipulation. Nico Baby meeting the melee creeps, and this will be our new bottom lane in the jungle right here.
I do enjoy when they start making their own lanes, although
same.
Does make you wonder, how do you play this now? How do you move around?
Seb's life is tough because they met that creep wave. The camps are all kind of like blocked around too. He's not dying though, and he shouldn't really die too much down here because it's a stomp to set up for a spin, and he's speedy. He can even just TP if that, that's the way that it does happen if he times it properly. He'll get something down here.
He's doing the best that he can, that's for sure. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more happen in that top lane though.
Yeah, they keep trying. They keep trying to get the kill set up, but Alliance just at the ready, and Hanskin, he's actually scouting the right side, so every time that the roll comes from Saksa, he's just like telling S4 like immediately. Just watch it. They're doing well. You see mid, nice matchup for this DK versus Thompson's Quas Wex. Big DK just gets bottle and just be able to sustain just fine. Win the matchup for the most part.
I am a little bit disappointed that we don't get to see that TA that everyone was talking about over on the panel. It's starting to get really hyped. I love this patch though, because we're seeing a lot of heroes that, previously we haven't seen much of before.
Yeah, it is definitely nice, but yeah, Alliance they stick with their guns. Olymp, he's been winning a lot on the DK. They did decent with it at the major too, so they're just comfortable with this hero still, and even in the last few games that they did play.
Just the power of anime right there,
Yeah. I think he actually lost almost. I think he had like a 20% win rate at the major, but that's beside the point.
Let's not talk about that. This is a fresh new game, okay, Fox? Let's do him a solid. Roll forward though, coming out from Soxa. They did get a bash up, but again, they have the disruption that'll be able to protect.
Very nice stuff. Lane control, Centaur still not really getting a whole lot. OG, it's all gonna be up to be if they can get these pullbacks in the lane. No tell, he's gonna try. Hanskin has to interrupt this one, otherwise that'll be quite a bit of denied experience, and it's just gonna allow them to go for more kills. Yeah, they'll get that side pull off, so that's going to be nice for the two supports of OG.
I definitely have to find some ways of getting themselves some of that experience, some of those gold if possible as well, and just trying to make space again for Ana this entire time. They really have to secure that farm.
Yep. And then you just look at Seb and you're like, all right, Seb, how you doing? Seb's like, hey, I'm not dying. And you're like, all right, good job, Seb. Just continue doing your thing down there. You know, you're versus Jug. He's denying pretty much every creep, but you're not dying. You're getting some levels. We're decently happy with this.
I mean, he's got 4 last hits. That's pretty decent considering what he's up against, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely not, you know, the ideal situation, but, you know, again, he's not dying, and that's kind of what it is. The roll forward, though, they do have their eyes on Hanskin this time. Stomp comes through. They did have the disruption, but Saksa will happily take that kill.
I think this is just what has to happen. You know, OG, they drafted themselves. It's an Invoker and Void. We have to be honest, just what it is. You know, Invoker in laning phase, he's always going to struggle just because of the nature of the hero. Void, same thing. He's going to struggle. So the lane setups for OG, it's appropriate. And Alliance, they are leading because of that. You know, we see that 1k advantage from those 4 bounty runes that they started with, and just having a DK and Jug free farm.
It is what it is, but you do see that Seb had to go walk on home, grab up some stuff, gets a little bit of regen again, but get a nice pull off here on the side from No-Tail. Been fairly calm for the majority of this early game.
Yeah, it's going to be a quiet one. And I think it's just going to be Hanskin who really dies. Like, if he just steps out of position, that's when they go on him. They're not really looking to go for S4, because Hanskin's going to be the one who always bails it out. They want to just get on that SD in the top lane.
Right. Well, the urn is now completed here for Thompson, so it's going fairly well for him right there. But
Seb is just, yeah, he's struggling even more so now. Now he's kind of stopped getting any levels. FNG's level 3 with boots and with an Orb of Venom, so he's got level 2 Spirit. He can actually just zone Seb by himself now.
That definitely feels bad. He's still sitting at level 3 here. Again, you gotta have those mind games against them.
Of course. They're gonna hit you back with it at some point in this game, so.
At some point, this game cracks wide open and there's just complete and utter chaos all over the map. Let's be really honest here, but for the time, you know, Alliance is taking the wins that they can get and trying to put some of that pressure down and just, you know, throwing out the chips and the pauses and whatnot.
It's like it's full cruising game right now. Like, look at the limp mid. He actually is 202, level 6. That's a skilled ultimate. You see on his top, Hanskin?
Yeah, they go. They missed the roll, but it's all right because they still managed to get the kill again on Hanskin. Trying to use the disruption as very nice. Look at these body blocks coming out here. I mean, Centaur is really tanky right now, but not quite enough damage from the 3 of these, as No-Tail has taken a lot of damage. Is going to have to use the salve and heal up.
No bashes for the Humble God. I think if they even get one there, they might get the kill onto the Centaur, but...
I mean, it's difficult once he gets that Vanguard online. Another roll forward, though, coming out from Sox. They realize the S4 is so very low. Nice stop, but they go for it again. Nice disruption coming out from Hanskin. Buys them a little bit more time. They would really love to get this kill, but I don't think they have that damage, and they don't want to dive this tower.
Just slightly off the mark. It was actually like instantly as that Ink Swell had. If he threw on the Earth Spirit, very likely they get the kill, but Hanskin guesses right on Bushiro. It will be.
Look at Seth. He's trying to get whatever he can get out of this lane. He's got himself an Invisor, and he's just like, yes, maybe I can get some XP here. But the denies are real coming out here from Nico Baby as well. So it's
34.
It's a hard knock life.
It's an absolute free game for the Jug. So Nico Baby, we'll see what he can turn it into. It's already 2k gold advantage, even though OG does have these 2 kill setups. So we see how that actually does play out when Seb is just completely zone bottom. You look at XP as well. They're leading in experience even by 500 because they have a tri-lane and they have a Bloodseeker nearly fully zoned.
Dire's bottom tower is under
There's 36 denies on this Jug.
Yeah.
That feels so bad for Seb. Can't seem to get much of anything.
From back in the day.
Slow coming out here over on S4. Hanskin already in position though if they try to make any moves.
He's soon at unkillable point 2. He's about to have his Vanguard finished. 40 gold for S4. A lot of magic damage though that they do have in connection in that top lane. And there is a Chronosphere now at the ready for Ana. Or Humble God, sorry.
I know, it's a struggle because you see him, you're like, oh, that's Ana, but at the same time his name shows up as Humble God and you're torn. Do you use Humble God? Do you use Ana? Which one?
We'll wait for the situation. We'll see which one calls for it.
There we go. There we go. Bottom though, the stomp comes out. Nico Baby is gonna spin around here. This is not looking great for Seb as he just eventually will fall. Mid lane.
Only down to once, but eventually he has to go down. stepping a bit too far up. Limp now used the dragon form. Thompson was trying to burn his mana. He instantly popped that one. Can he actually poke onto the tower at all? Looks like they're actually swinging the 2 supports because that DK form was popped. They want to prevent him from actually hitting the tower at all, and maybe even just kill him and then allow Thompson to start getting those earn charges so he can maybe look to move around.
Smoke up from the side of the support. They're gonna spot out those beautiful stacks, and now Hans Skin Disruption comes out. Humble God is, of course, here. So they'll throw out the Stroke of Fate. They put the silence over into the center, so he can't immediately stop, and they haven't quite managed to get the kill. But you know what? They'll use a Chronosphere. Why not?
It's going to be a slow-paced start for them. They know the way, you know, they drafted so greedy. They know that they can just throw a Chrono out like that.
Look at these stacks. Oh, Seb's so happy. He's been waiting for this moment. And look, we even get those dropping of the neutral items from these nice stacks. And Hanskin just has to cry about it because there's not much they can do for now.
Yeah, it's a dream. Honestly, the dream for Seb is...
Ooh, Courier?
He's level 5. Still poor, but he at least has some good levels going for him. And they're always going to have the power of... You know, Panel did talk about it, that Rupture plus Kick combo, but also double Rupture. They have the Grimstone.
They do indeed. Turn this into a full-on game of football, but Limp, he was trying to get that rune over there, but now he's not going to have any mana. And we'll put a little harass onto him, but he is a Dragon Knight, so he's going to be just fine.
Not the easiest lanes for... I mean, Thompson doesn't really have, like, phenomenal places to be able to move to gank. It's a 1600 near HP Centaur, a Juggernaut with built-in magic immunity, and a super tanky DK. So, yeah, it's going to be a little tough for him to make the right move. Catch any of these heroes as Alliance now will start some pressure with this 3k gold advantage. Another 3-1. Or 1-3, sorry.
I feel like they made the right choice, though, by making this rotation. Seb does have to be careful. The Stomp comes out. S4 waiting patiently. Nice silence, though, coming out from Sox as they go. They drop the Blood Right. Seb on the hunt does have that ink swell on, but there's a lot of people coming in. And the follow-up, nice disruption coming out over onto the side. The Stomp gets landed over onto Seb. They'll have to go. They use the Stampede. They want this kill on Seb, as Sox is just trying to juke around in the trees. He's trying to stay alive, but it's looking pretty darn good as they get the kill on FNG. They're going to turn this around now. They have Thompson making his rotation. The roll forward coming out from Soxa again. Good Stomp over on 2. Can they get the kill? That was the question. It's not looking like they can because they fall Stroke of Fate. Inkswell will seal the deal. And that's a dead S4, but Limp finds a little bit of space here in the mid lane using that dragon form, so he'll put some damage on the tower, put a little damage on Thompson too while he's at it. I don't think he's going to be able to get the kill, but he might be able to take the tower. They have a smoke. They want this. EMP coming down after the tornado. No tail throwing out the silence, but they end up just backing off because the Elder Titan has also made his own rotation here to the mid lane.
Nice little hit there by Limp. Rather than making the move toward top, he accepts that fact, takes the mid tower. OG, although they get some nice trades up top, Alliance still in a very happy spot. I think OG, the next biggest thing that they need to wait for is really Thompson having this vessel. These tanky cores are just too big of a problem. They really need that little bit of extra damage and health reduction.
Well, he's getting very close to it, so I don't think we're going to have to wait too long, as Ana, again, has made his rotation to the bottom lane. Didn't want to have to deal with that. Just going to place a little pressure on that tower.
But also, yeah, they actually have Veil finished up too. So Seb, even though he was in like one of the worst positions possible, kind of felt like for offlane, he was still getting a little something and not dying. So he can amp up his teammates a lot. Majority magic damage coming out from his side. So that Veil is going to prove some purpose versus these very, very tanky cores that Alliance does have.
I mean, the stacks that the Shadow Demon made early on, they were able to clear it. They've also blocked the camp now. Rather not block the camp, I'm sorry. That's the I ward spot there. So getting used to seeing that on the minimap. But, you know, they were able to get this nice little unexpected gift. Yeah, well, I've got their eyes over here on Thompson. They get the stop off. He's trying. He's going to be able to maybe teleport out. I don't think they have anything to cancel it at this point, so he'll survive. It was a nice move from Alliance, but not enough.
That was so clean. He tornado EMP's hostage, so he doesn't have mana for disruption, and then
the Rupture, the Stampede, it's not going to be enough S4 because they definitely have your number. Down you go. The TPs were coming out and they have to cancel them now. Bottom lane, Humble God poking away at Nico, baby. That's a pretty big win, right? You get the teleports that started going there, and those are expensive now, unless you're dying a lot, which is also not great. Oh, look at that damage! Oh, there Very nicely played here by Alliance.
He did not see that one coming. How many stat points does Nico Baby have? I see he's 4-1-1 and he's tanky. I think he's put quite a bit of points in stats.
Yeah, he's got the 2. Go forward on Hanskin, kick back over there, but the follow-up. They have the Grimstroke ulti though. Seb joining right in with the right place down on the ground. It was a nice stop though coming out from FNG, but not enough to save Hanskin. No tail, maybe just a little bit too far out of position now. He's going to fall as S4 gets the stop up, but Thompson is here now. Oh, the follow-up though here from Limp FNG. They just put him to bed over on the side. They do have the vessel completed though. S4 not looking super great, but I think he's going to survive this. They consider going back in again. Have some vision. Limp gets ruptured here by Seb. He's chasing after him, has a blood right down. He's pretty speedy right now too. Does have to be a little bit careful. S4 can't do anything to really help him. He's stunned into the tree. Does have that hit though. Can they get him? Oh, the Chronosphere coming out at the last second. They'll kill Limp. They'll be able to get the kill on S4. They'll turn back around. They spy themselves an Elder Titan. Although they did have the disruption coming out from Hanskin, so on it just needs a little bit too far. It was a good disruption. Seb 2, perhaps a bit too far as well. Should be able to teleport out as the rest of the team, they're looking. They see FNG. He's ticking down to that Spirit Vessel. Roll forward, plus the Inksplosion should be able to clean him up. As Hanskin, uh-oh. I don't think they dive this tower, but I'm sure he's a little bit spooked from the whole team.
In typical OG fashion, just 10-4 somehow with some long cooldowns and everything. They're still able to just take these crazy fights. Alliance still comfortable because Nico Baby is just chilling. Gets a free kill on Ana, that Void. Ana goes top, dies immediately afterwards when he gets the kills too, because he commits the jump. Still feeling pretty good probably if you are Alliance. Although OG is causing quite a lot of chaos with their draft. We know it does scale. It can scale to some crazy potential with this Invoker and Void.
I told you, the name of the game is Controlled Chaos for OG. It looks absolutely ridiculous from our side of it, but they generally have an idea of what they want to do. It just always looks a little, I don't want to say questionable to us, but we don't see the master plan sometimes.
It's just space, you know. All these crazy moves. It's just space at the end of the day. The Seb, you know, even though he was like down and out of the game, he's only 500 behind Centaur somehow. He's got Veil, he's got the Fairy's Trinket, and he's always gonna have a purpose with Rupture. This, you see that big damage, how good it can be actually versus those tanky cores.
This could be a big fight here. We've got quite a few heroes over in the mid lane. Smoke comes out, immediately pops on Nico Baby. Seb standing over in the corner. And G and Limp also spot out.
Nico Baby actually looking to get more involved now. He's level 13. He's got 3 points in the stats. He's got that. And Seb.
Immediate blink forward. They might be able to just take Seb right out of this equation. Right here, right now, the spin comes out. And down goes Bloodseeker. This is looking like a pretty nice engagement here as they do have the smoke up. Ana has to be a little careful, but they'll turn back around again. Ana looking for an opening here. They should be able to get the kill on FNG. The bomb though here from Limp. They get the soul line off, but they get the next jump bounces as Ana almost goes down. Not quite enough. S4 jumping over onto the back lines though. Yeah, they'll be able to take down Ana. Destruction coming out and buying them a little bit more time because they'd love to get a kill on Thompson as well. Thompson, he just doesn't have the HP. Alliance hits hard and fast here.
I love that play too. Like, it looks kind of crazy with the way FNG's just running up the high ground, but he knows there's no Bloodseeker. Chronosphere's still on cooldown for some time. He knows how powerful they are with this early game. With this small little advantage with their heroes they have, they can charge into high grounds like that. Nice moves coming out from Alliance.
Hanskin not aware that No Tail's hiding behind this grouping of trees, but you know who does know it is Nico Baby. Yup. Disruption, the spin. There's nothing that Fox can really do here, so he's gonna have to watch his teammate go and fall.
This Jug is tremendous. He's got a Manta finish near 10k net worth at the 17-minute mark. These are some crazy numbers he's pulling up right now.
He had an awesome lane. You can see here. There's already action going down yet again, but Nico Baby again, he can just spin and teleport out. No problem. They don't have any way to cancel that at this point in time.
Yeah, it's just the Chrono he really has to watch out when he goes for those spin TP. So yep, he was chilling as they continue to look to invade. FNG always on the charge here with this blink Limp behind him. S4 not having the blink, but somehow he's just seeming to get the wraparounds anyway.
Good positioning for sure.
He's just tanking up. He's got a hood now on top of Vanguard. I don't know if they're gonna have enough damage on OG unless they contribute unless they put everything onto him.
Seb just waves hello and says, yes, please help yourself to murdering your kinsmen over here. I won't disturb you. Doesn't want anything to do with him.
Definitely not.
Dire's
They have
top
to get to the
tower
back
is
lines.
under
OG, they
attack.
always have to be able to find this Shadow Demon in particular. Just get onto him and just try to avoid these bruisers.
Dire's
This
top
Centaur and this
tower
DK
is
are going to
falling.
be quite a big wall they have to deal with.
For sure.
Illusion.
A couple of the runes getting picked up here. Limp bottling him. Oh, gets himself the regen, and Seb, of course, has that illusion.
All right,
But we're
so
getting
it's all
close to
about honor.
Axe.
As we get to the later stages, the Solar Crest now built from Thompson. We used to see this style from Malada as his Squax. Just goes for like one, that urn/vessel kind of thing, and then he goes all about buffing up the Void. And then maybe we'll see him transition into Ags later since he does have Chrono, but this mid game is all going to be about Alacrity, Solar Crest, and Honor.
Look at this tasty stack that Nico Baby's taking advantage of now. I believe it was untouched earlier. They didn't have the damage to kind of deal with them, but you can see now, Alliance, they're rotating to protect him. They sense that something's probably coming up soon.
He put another point in stats, by the way, a fourth point. Now he's putting more points in Healing Word since he does have that talent picked up. So, but yeah, he's just opting for that rather than the crit. This is something we used to see from Jugs back in the day. Back before your abilities were actually really good, all these other stats would be more valuable than the Blade
Radiant's bottom
Dance.
tower
Usually it
is
used to be
under
because you
attack.
had limited mana, but still feels like that 5% chance is not going to be better than him just having just some more stats.
Gosh, it's so much fun, like, right after you get these patches to see what different people are trying to build. And just realizing, like, especially, like, it almost feels circular, right? Because sometimes, oh, hold that thought, Limp blinking forward, dodges right away. So jumps over onto Thompson, the sleep is out. A double edge, Limp just gonna poke away at him, but they do have the disruption, they do have the sentry ward as well. This is not looking great for Thompson. Hunskin will collect a kill.
Alliance having, it's looking like a really solid game. Like OG's just, it's starting to get to that point where it's just too difficult. They don't have their own like straight initiation. Their initiation is an Earth Spirit rolling in or the Void full committing. So left with this blink, has done God's work for his team.
Are scanning.
So close to finding that one ward over there on the side. I think that one should catch it. Yeah, right on the corner.
Dire's middle tower
They're gonna kick
is
in
under
a couple of
attack.
these rocks, though. Have to be careful.
Radiant's
Limp, of
bottom
course,
tower is
patrolling.
under attack.
Step over here on the high ground. Does start off with the Rupture plus the Silence. Hayden comes on it, gets off a nice Chrono Spear. They'll go, they'll hook them up together. Disruption comes out, though, buys them a little bit more time. As Anna tries to hit over, they drop that Earth Flare in the middle of everything, though. And now OG forced to run away. They're not feeling safer. Seb gets hit with the Dragon Tail. Nico Baby turns back around. Well, someone's got to hit him. Hunskin's going to be the one who does it. And they'll go chasing in again, but with one person down and the buyback coming out now from the Bloodseeker, it seems like Alliance is satisfied with that. Chronosphere is also down. I don't know. Smoke up. They're going to be engaged. Smoke immediately popping. They get the stomp off over and pit. Left, right, roll forward. Again, over here, they find S4. They're going to have to turn their attention now over to Nico Baby, but they're not going to be able to quite get over there quite in time. So get a nice ink swell off, but oh my god, look at the damage coming out here on it. He's got to be so careful. He's actually going to just get run down by Nico Baby. He's not careful. Does have the time walk available. Over on the backhand lines, though, S4 does eventually fall. They'll find the kill on FNG. He's going to buy back. Limp now needs a bit of assistance. There's a lot of heroes here. Anna coming right back in, but it's Thompson who finally takes him out. And now Nico Baby roll forward. Nice sleep coming out, buys him just a little bit more time. Can they get the final hit up? Yes, Thompson with the clicks will be able to slay. Lots of buybacks though. Limp jumps forward. He's had enough, but somehow Anna's still alive. Somehow still managing to dodge without Thompson's still alive as well. He throws out a beautiful deafening blast. He has got to run. He's got 120 something hit points, and they are hungry for his blood.
That's better.
So
Back in.
he does go back in, but so does the rest of the team. They're there. Drop that left, right again over onto the ground. They're stunned up. It's a nice leap again coming out from FNG, but is it enough? A soulbind coming out as well. Thompson teleporting out. He's just barely going to be able to make it out, but Steph not quite as lucky as over on the side Soxa too. He's just been there a little bit too long, and look at this damage as they punch No Tail to death. Anna's going to be one of the few that make it out alive, as Thompson has already teleported out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos.
Unbelievable chase. How many buybacks did we just have? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4 buybacks in this fight. Unbelievable plays there. Just there's so many little things that happen. I could go into a million different tangents. Some sniping healing wards in the beginning of fights, some nice connections to spells. OG somehow just pushing through it. But now you think Alliance should have a good shot at this road.
Should.
They're gonna look to run back at it, but Alliance, I think they should play this.
Roshan is getting chunked down, and yeah, it looks like OG has Said, all right, we had a long fight there. We got a lot of buybacks out. We'll let them have it for now.
I'm actually watching for Ana in some of these fights. Like, he chronoed the Centaur and he's hitting the Centaur.
He's taking so much damage.
So much damage
I know.
from Retaliate. Yeah, I was like, what? What is happening to Ana's HP? And then he just keeps switching back and forth with the targets. And these fights are looking hard. OG somehow making it look easier than I thought it would look with what they're playing up against her.
Sounds like you're volunteering to do a weatherman segment on that whole Roshan fight there, Fogged.
I don't know. That'd be a really long segment, to be honest. I don't know how to use the skip function just yet. I'm learning.
You're learning. You're doing great, buddy. A little bit of quiet after that massive storm, but again, we have an Aegis online. DK getting so close now to picking up that BKB, so I think they might just wait a little bit longer until they can get that online. Pipe is completed now for Seb.
Yeah, Blink on S4 gonna be finished really soon. BKB on Limp, looking decent. You know, just a little bit scary moments though. I'm seeing this Void and then this Fokker having some decent time in the game as it gets to these later stages. And as we know, once we get to super late, if the Chrono just catches on 2 or 3 heroes, the Cataclysm's gonna start coming into play when the Invoker gets levels. He still has quite some growth though. You know, we need 5 more levels until that Exort is gonna be maxed out anyway. Still doesn't have the Ags, but you have one Ags finished and it's on Saksa.
That's a great Axe too.
The buff on the damage is something I think people did not realize. It's 450 burst when you use it on an enemy.
Well, it's just so good in general, right? Because you can use it offensively, defensively, anything like that. But the smoke is up, so they're hoping to make a play now, hoping that somebody's hanging around in this triangle. And look how fast Thompson's just beelining. But S4 already can feel something is up. Oh, but they cancel out the TP. The roll forward followed up with the Ink Swell, and he's silenced up. He's not going to be able to quite move. Meatball gets dropped, but over on the line here, Houndskin joining back in. Nico Baby's also here. They've got their eyes on Thompson. Can they get that? They're waiting patiently, and their patience will be rewarded. So Soxa just teleporting out. I don't think they can quite get that in time. And that gank not going the way they wanted on the side of OG.
Yeah, kind of ganking themselves a little bit. S4, he was showing himself in lane without his Blink dagger. The Blink didn't actually come into play, but he was hiding the Blink on the courier on the side. And then he TPs, and it's actually a long TP, which makes him get caught, but then it also looks Thompson get caught because of Hudson's quick reaction.
Yeah, who was actually caught in that whole thing, really, when you look back at it. How the tables have turned.
And I love Hanskin's item build this game. He just went straight into Aether Lens, and he knows his job. He goes Blink right afterwards. He just has to sit all the way in the back of the box onto these Chrono targets. Or, in vice versa, he can blink in and also get Demonic Purge if he sees a situation. I think it's the perfect choice of items for him this game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I'm not sure about this OG. They're sitting up over on the high ground. They don't have everyone here. This is pretty spooky.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bringing Ana.
He's on his way. Careful. Stop, though. Immediately finding Thompson. They'll use the Rupture, the Sleep. Followed up with the Earth Split coming in. Thompson, though. Oh, he's got the Ghost Walk. He's absolutely fine. But on the back lines here, Ana has found himself Hanskin. He's found himself FNG, and they use the Stone Remnant over here as they're going to try to just beat down here over onto Limit. They're getting some nice bashes off here, Buck, but they need to get a little bit more here, okay? A couple of the offenses going right through here on Nico Baby. Got their eyes now as Spores disarmed. He's just getting chomped away here by Ana, who just is relentless. They'll find that kill. The chase is on after Nico Baby. Sep, he's diving this tower. He's thinking about going in. He sees a courier. He's going to turn back around. Figures that we should at least take down this tower. Maybe not get too overzealous here.
Perfect catch from OG. They see the separation of heroes. They see the two supports kind of standing on each other. Ana and the Blood Rage. Okay, so more buffs as well that we have to talk about too. There's Blood Rage, Solar Crest, Alacrity being thrown on Ana. So he's hitting it like a truck when he's inside of those buffs. Finds the two supports. Perfect separation of the fights. It completely breaks Alliance.
Yeah, that's so smart too when you consider. Oh, 1 second. Thompson getting spun around here. It's not looking good for him, but he is going to try to run, and they haven't quite managed to finish it up as Ana joins in. Foundation beats down. They end up losing Thompson. Hanskin buys him a little bit more time, but that Stroke of Fate coming through. Now Nico Baby, he's not looking too great. He still has an Aegis though, so he's going to go down the first time. They're waiting patiently now. I'm not sure they can really follow up here, although you can see more people coming to roll. The Rupture, everything in the kitchen sink. And they finally slay Nico Baby.
And now they have a
And the
really
tips.
good, firm grasp of the game, as they broke them. That last big Aegis push was a huge moment for Alliance, and OG just completely crushes them. Now they get another decent fight going on here without Chronosphere. Now they're gonna have Chrono for the next time. When Jug's up, they're gonna just be able to Chrono him immediately.
Radiant's bottom
This is now
tower
starting
is
to look
under attack.
really difficult for Alliance after these last 2 moments.
Sox is just hunting, making sure that nobody's teleporting in, no one can catch them by surprise or stun up Ana, and again Seb waiting patiently over in the side as well. It's just all about protecting the humble god here.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
protecting and
tower
buffing.
is under
I
attack.
cannot believe his attack speed. If you saw like the
Radiant's
Blood Rage
bottom
talent
tower
with the
has
Blood
fallen.
Rage, with the Alacrity, with everything, he's hitting so fast when he's actually sticking on these targets. He's going full greed too. Like he's got a butterfly queued up afterwards on Ana. He's starting to feel really good. Like I said, they broke Alliance in that last one where they separated the fights. Alliance probably feeling that these next few moments are gonna be everything. If they lose this next fight, there's like no hope for them.
It's very
As now-
crucial.
Flags for Thompson too, with 4 points in Exort.
Woo! That's it's gonna be a spicy team fight coming up. I can hear how excited you are. It's gonna be great. Hopefully. If you're an OG fan. If you're not an OG fan, maybe they can turn around. I mean, they've got some nice ways to kind of make some interruptions and, or disruptions, you know. We can actually use the title of that. But the stomps as well. Lots of ways that they can approach this fight. I think it's just really important that these supports don't stand too close together anymore.
Yeah, they have to be separate, and they have to get a good jump. You know, Limp and S4, they have to get a great initiation with their double stuns and just pretty much erase somebody from the fights. He actually goes for a full Scotty on Ana, so he's
All right, here we go. Jump in immediately here from Limp. They want to just get rid of this pesky Grimstroke. So there will be no tail in this fight unless he buys back. Do have the double damager, and I believe too over there on Limp. He has very sparkly, shiny particles. But again, it is.
Oh yeah, Lotus.
Yeah, he's recovered very nicely.
He's ahead of the DK. I actually can't believe how much, just because of the fighting they've been able to do. And now they're just kind of playing themselves on the high ground, waiting for Grimstroke. If the fight comes to them, they'll take it.
From Sox up, the initiation, then they jump over onto Thompson. But again, they have Ana there. Lotus Orc's gonna get placed down again. Nice stop for sleep. Can they do anything further than this? Thompson trying to go right back in again. Has to turn around. There it is, over on the side. We have 3 in the Chronosphere. As Ana just focusing down, gets Hanskin. He wants someone else though. He wants someone tankier, beefier. He's gonna be able to probably get FNG, but he wants more. As he turns back around over here onto S4, you can see some of these other classes just going around in circles. Like he managed to take down Soxa. And this is not looking at the normal, but he's still alive somehow. He still manages to get out thanks to that ink swell over on the side. They'll be able to go take down Limp, and now Nico, baby. He needs some help. The rest of the team is nearby. The spin, he's buying more time. Thompson's not looking great here. Oh, but they finally slay him. Thompson just barely making it out with 50-something hit points. Seb hunting now after F&G. Doesn't really quite have that catch, though. Does have to be careful. We'll use a disruption. No tail nearby. They're thinking about going back in, but they've had enough for now.
Seb just dropped his Lotus Orb for a second on the ground and then picked it back up. I think that was a slight little taunt coming out from Seb, feeling
You
some
think?
confidence after these last few fights. that was, I can't believe they saved Thompson. That was, Soxa just rolls in and Chant Repnin kicks him out, saves him during the fight. Ana reinitiates, gets a beautiful Chronosphere connection. Alliance, they do at least get that final kill cleanup with the stomp, with the spin, but pretty devastating hit anyway.
So nicely done with the kick on Thompson.
And Limp just has to sit there and watch. Like, look at him on the sidelines. People are probably like, what's Limp doing? He's just ruptured and Spirit Vessel. He can't do anything for much. He's just completely out of it, and his whole team is just getting decimated from all the magical damage.
Ooh, Soxa's hunting, finds Hanskin, gets the silence, the slow, the stone remnant. It's gonna wait a little minute, he's gonna roll right on back again. They're just kind of playing with their food right now. They need to get the hit off though onto Hanskin, then perhaps they're just playing a bit too much because he is allowed to just teleport away.
Soxa slightly off the mark there with the roll, not connecting. Instead using it to enchant Remnant as Boulder and flying through it.
He's been playing so well, I think we won't hold that against him.
The idea of the game is what I'm so happy with, seeing how Soxa, like, immediately from the start of the game, he knows, like, Void is everything. It's a greedy draft, a tri-lane. I think that's had so much success. He's part of 23 of the 26 kills. As I feel like everybody, actually, if I'm checking OG scores, they're all part of, like, every kill. They're all just showing up.
I feel like there's a certain point when OG plays, especially now with Ana being in here, that it just becomes go time. Everybody goes together, and it's time to be a hit squad. In fact, there we go again. The roll from Sox to the kick back, and Thompson will be the one who slays FNG.
And he's dead for 7. That's probably one of the bigger catches they can get. The ET and Roche is up. Oh my god.
Feels good.
I bet in the last fight too.
Lacrity, everything. Look at this guy. Chunking away over here at Mr. Roshan. They've got that solar crest as well. This is an Axe Shard. Who's getting the Axe Shard, Fog? You already have it on the Grimster.
I don't even know.
For the fun?
Maybe Triple Meteor is actually.
Nah, it's gonna be on.
The rewind.
He's having fun. Because he wants to have fun. Dota's about fun. Look at that face. That was having the time of his life over there. Have himself a little giggle.
They're probably like, oh, to take it. Honestly.
Radiant's
Why?
top
They're just
tower
take it.
is under
Go ahead.
attack.
Yeah, for sure.
Next thing in the game.
They're offering you something, humble god. Just take it.
This would have been the one occasion where I would have been like, okay, Invoker can actually use it because he has Chrono for the Triple Meteor. I think in every other occasion, it's a very underwhelming shard on the Invoker.
It's just too wide, right? It's too wide for the meatballs. They need to be a little bit closer. Notice Orb over here.
Cooldown, but
Radiant
it's not enough.
structures are
Yeah, high ground.
S4, he's hoping. He's waiting patiently, but it's going to be so difficult for them to get this.
Dire's bottom tower
All right.
is under
The
attack.
stun up Void. Ana. He's going to walk back for a minute. Does have the Lotus again being placed upon him.
Buff up the carry. The OG style. There it is. 1, 2.
Again. I'll just rewind.
Dodges the Dragon Tail with the rewind this time.
Got his fancy dancing shoes on, you know.
That's a cool interaction because if you actually get stunned and you time walk first, like backwards, the stun will chase you. But I guess if you reverse time walk it, I don't know.
We're learning things. It's fun. I'm sure they're watching in the back room too, trying to figure that out. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. He's having the time of his life. He's just zipping around. He's practically doing a Storm Spirit cosplay at this point. And look at S4. What can he do? Soxa just kicking some boulders around, doing a bit of scouting, and they can't go anywhere near him right now. Just dodges the stomp, easy peasy. No big deal.
Radiant's middle tower has
The
fallen.
build is working so well. He's too tanky. They don't have damage to deal with this Void. And he's even gonna go Satanic on top too. Like, I don't know how you're gonna be able to kill this man.
I think that's what Alliance is asking themselves right now too. It's
Too many
feels
buffs.
bad, right? Because you know Nico was doing such a great job. He was getting the farm. They managed to push Seb out of the lane, but you know, Ana, a lot of it comes off of the play from, you know, Soxa as well. Soxa helping to make the space. You've got, you know, Thompson also make these rotations, and just everybody moving as a cohesive unit on the side of OG. It's just very difficult. And again, like you said, just constantly fucking up Ana,
Radiant's
making him
top
the big
tower is
baddie.
under attack.
And the trust between them, like that Roche fight was everything. Like Alliance was in such a good spot. It's like all
Radiant's
these
top
buybacks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they get the sleep, the roll in, those Soxa kicking right back together. There's not much mana over here. Let me know the follow. Be able to hold them together, plus the double silence and the double rupture. This is not looking great. And the Chronos are coming in over on the back end. He doesn't even bother paying attention to anyone in the Chrono. He's just chasing after Limp. Fight back from S4. He is not happy about this. As they'll find a kill on Hanska. Nico Baby is doing everything that he possibly can. And he's not doing quite enough of the set. Actually does fall and then focus back onto the side over onto Thompson. They do manage to take him, but they'll be also able to get a die back on S4. FNG is not looking too healthy, but they'll be able to pop the Aegis. FNG somehow still alive. Sox is not looking too great either. And on his back up, he's gonna be joining with 7. All right, they go back. They go back in. Nico's hungry. He seems pretty angry about this. Satanic is completed now. 4th phase of Void. So they do manage to slay the humble god once, but he had the Aegis.
Yeah, and they actually did a great job of locking.
Oh, they want
Thompson
him.
down. He was
They want
split
him.
second from getting cheese off. Nico Baby
Look at him.
spotted.
This is a little too greedy, I think, Nico.
He's very far up.
He's
front.
way too far. Yeah, immediately gets a couple of these nice bashes, followed up with the Inkswell. They do have to chase after him a little bit. Another bash, though. They'll try to get the stroke of fate. Okay, the Monster, the silence is still there. Nico trying to buy a little bit more time with the split flash. It's not going to be enough. Thompson tipping the humble god as a Soxa. Nowhere to run, baby. Nowhere to hide.
He pushed up way too far. He's completely alone. He didn't have FNG behind
He
him
had no
or
one.
anything, and OG had good control of that triangle area for a while. I'm actually surprised how far he goes. Now it's 75 seconds. They can just go for the push. They can get this Rax once the creeps come in.
And look at the bashes. Look how fast he's just wailing away on him too.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Rupture, inks, well, everything that they could possibly put. He tried, buys a little bit more time, but there it is. There's the smile.
Has fallen.
Give him a little one.
And yeah, they're just eating away here at the buildings. They can't do anything. Nico baby dead for 40-something seconds, yeah. How do you get in there? How do you make things do?
Yeah, as he responds, Chrono's up, and they have the 25 count on the voice.
Oh, they're gonna try.
Radiant's
Bigger
middle
Chronos,
barracks
bigger
has fallen.
cataclysms.
How do you do this, though? If you've got a Lincolns, it's just everything to protect Ana. Lotus, Lincolns, Solar Crest. All right, they'll maybe settle themselves aside for the follow-up again, and they get the soul by Doxoxen. Just gonna buy a little bit more time, but as Sport goes down, follow up the chase after FNG, the disruption over the back lines. Limp hops back out, trying to just get some more damage down. Round's gonna falling, Bella. He needs some help, and I don't think he's going to get it as it's a double kill now. Oh, and he's doing it again! Again! Ana goes right into the fountain. No big deal. He might end up paying for this one, though, because that's just perhaps a bit too greedy. Yeah, big giggles.
Radiant's bottom tower
Standard
has
OG
fallen.
stuff right there.
Standard.
Fountain.
Wouldn't be an OG game without that.
Hey, you know, the last one with the PL, that one had a purpose. They had the Pugness pushing the powers as well and just taking the buildings. But this time, he kind of just goes in and beat. You know, they're feeling good. They know how this game has gone. They know how well that they've played and executed after that a little bit of a rough start.
They figured it out, Bob. They figured out how to slay the humble god.
Courier has been killed.
Yeah, it's the fountain.
It's the fountain.
Stops it. Snipes away a Hyperstone away from the Juggernaut, so no Mjolnir for Nico Baby. Nico Baby, though, level 25, and Alliance trying to get something out of that. Over fun from Ana.
Even gods can't stand toe-to-toe with fountains. They're just
Dire's
too
middle
powerful.
tower is under attack.
All right, middle tower goes down.
Has fallen.
Nico Baby realizing they have an opening. There is no Ana to cause any difficulties this time around, so he's gonna try to get whatever he can get.
Yep. Limp even buying out, spending all his gold too. You do see top pushing it pretty hard because of these Forge Spirits, as well as that Rax. So I think that's probably all the Alliance can get, since the lanes will be pushing it so heavily. And OG, gonna look for the fight right away again. On his back up, he won't have Chrono for a little bit, but doesn't matter.
He just does so much damage. So they're smoked up on the side of OG, and they're on the prowl. Who can they pick off? Who's going to be the victim? Oh dear, you don't want it to be Nico Baby if you're on Alliance. The Rupture, the king. No, follows with the blood right. Limp trying his best to keep him alive over here. Saxa is ticking down. It's not looking too great. Buys himself more time though. Kicks away over to the side. He's gonna be just fine as Ana joins in. He does get stunned up though. Have to be a little bit careful. He's gonna tank this Omni Slash, but look how tanky he is. He doesn't care. He just stands there. No problem. Goes right back in again. He's gonna heal up thanks to that ink slow. He turns his attention over to FNG. FNG's going to fall. And the chase is on Thompson, though, is getting bullied over on the back lines. But back over here, Limp is next on the hit list of Ana. The chase is on Nico Baby, rolling on through here. Is Sox on a Cataclysm, comes in hot. Nico Baby falls. And now S4, the GG, well played, gets called. OG, they do it again.
They do it again, and in a little bit of a different fashion this time, though. The early game looked a little bit tough. Alliance, I thought they did a great job of securing all that, but this Roche area, this whole devastation that happened around there, as you said from the beginning, controlled chaos, OG makes it work because of that. They just get some huge kills, and then just some consecutive kills, really, onto the Juggernaut. When that Aegis comes back and they kill him the second time bottom, that's like the nail in the coffin of Alliance.
Did you see that cheeky smile there from No Tail? I mean, they're all smiles, right? They're having a great time. You know, Ana this time didn't get to dive the fountain 3 times, but definitely, you know, felt very, very powerful. And, you know, it's an interesting thing. It's fun to watch OG, especially